Hi, this is Dan. We wanted to make a quick video on 5 things to consider before selling your apartment building. We've been in the business for over 10 years, sold a couple hundred apartment buildings, and these are 5 things that we thought would be valuable to you to consider before you go ahead and move forward with a sale. Number 1, how did you derive the value of the property? Did you have a realtor value the property, or did you have maybe a multifamily advisor who's active in the space provide you a value? Did you get a second opinion of value? Those are things are definitely recommended. I think it's really important for owners to know, at least in the surrounding area, what is sold, the highest and most recent sales in the area, and knowing how your rents compare to market rents. Those things will help make sure that you don't leave money on the table. Number 2 is prepayment penalty. Make sure that your existing loan doesn't have a prepayment penalty on the front end. A lot of the times we've heard over the years some unfortunate news where investors didn't realize they had a prepayment penalty. They get ready to close, and all of a sudden escrow tells them that they've got a massive prepayment penalty on their loan. Most commercial loans have them. Another thing to consider, if you do have one, contact your lender to see if they will reduce your prepayment penalty if the buyer of your property goes back and uses that same lender to obtain financing. If you want more info on this, feel free to reach out. Number 3, interior exterior inspection. When was the last time you walked around your property? There's a lot of active investors that are there weekly and daily and know their properties very well. There's a lot of other absentee owners. Definitely put a fresh set of eyes on your building before moving forward with a sale. Maybe there's some graffiti or some touch-up paint that you could do before a sale. Maybe the decks are dirty. Those are all cheap fixes to make sure your property is positioned in the best light. Interiors. Have you been through your interiors in a while? A lot of the times when there's tenants that have lived there forever and the rents are low, tenants don't want to bother the landlord doesn't want to bother the tenant. There could be some active leaks. There could be some health and safety issues that you could cure on the front end. Things like what banks are going to look at as conditions, such as smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, strapping the hot water heaters, and again, most importantly, those active leaks. So that is number 3. Number 4, books and records. Do you have a clean set of books and records? There's a lot of owners that have property management, and professional management provides you income and expense statements and a rent roll. There's other folks that run their buildings on their own and might not have those books and records on the front end. Well, what you don't want to do is go under contract with a buyer and then you're required to get all these books and records to the buyer within 3 to 5 days of going under contract. You don't want to just give them, information that might not be as organized. It could create issues with delays. Lenders might have an issue. Having a good real estate advisor, a multifamily specialist, they will anticipate what banks are going to need to obtain. If it's a rent roll, P&Ls for the last 2 years and year to date is a great starting point. Another really important tip is you got to make sure you know the difference between capital expenditures and just scheduled repairs and maintenance. A lot of brokers just dump all that stuff together, and that's not the way to accurately do it. You could leave money on the table with the sale, or again, have an issue with a buyer trying to retrade you if it's not accurately underwritten. And then last and not least, having the right team selling your property. I've found over the years of being in the business, having a team sell a property for you, you will likely have a better outcome than using a single agent. Also, a team that has a great reputation in the marketplace and cooperates with outside brokers. The intent is maximum exposure, driving value through that exposure, generating multiple offers, and hopefully a best and final process with a high surety at close. Hopefully this information is really helpful for you to think before moving forward with a sale. If you'd like any specifics or talk offline, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email. Thanks so much.